What's going on, guys? It's Steve. Do the Philadelphia 76ers have a bright future? Yes. Yes. Hashtag trust the process. It's true. I believe in it. Hashtag trust the process. It's 100% true. Um, Sixers and the Timberwolves. Out of every single team in the NBA, they have the brightest future. And I'm not talking about short term, like 3, 4, 5. I'm talking long term. Because the Sixers, what they did, first of all, the Sixers, this is what people, let me explain why some people were upset, but this is what people weren't understanding. The 76ers, they could have just been, okay, we'll be a decent playoff team, 8th seed, 7th seed, like the Bucks or, something like that, and then get eliminated the first round every year to LeBron, because that's what they were. 08, 09, I think they lost to LeBron. 09-10, again, I think they lost to LeBron in the playoffs. I may be wrong about 09-10. But anyway, they could have been, okay, we'll be an 8th seed for 10 years and do nothing. That doesn't really make sense. Why would you just want that where you would want a championship in Philly? When was the last time Philly won a championship? I don't even think they've ever won a NBA championship. I may be wrong, because obviously I had Dr. J and things like that. I may be wrong, but, why would you just want mediocrity? Okay, yeah, we're in the playoffs, we're good, when you could have something like, oh look, we're not just in the playoffs, but we're having a deep playoff run at the same time. To me, it doesn't make sense. I'd rather be like, okay, we'll suck now, but you can laugh at me now, but I'll be the last one to laugh. So that's what a lot of people don't understand. But this team, they got a whole bunch of great rookies and young players through drafts and trading and things like that and tanking, and it's about to freaking pay off. It is about to pay off. I mean, if you look at their core, first of all, they have veteran experience in Ersan Ilyasova. I think he's a great player. He's not a superstar, he's not an all-star, but he's a great role player. He can give you defense, he can score, and he has that veteran experience. He's been in the playoffs before. He's a solid player. He used to play for the Milwaukee Bucks. You have Nick Stauskas, who's a pretty good young player. Covington. You have Jared Bayless is a good veteran. And then when you want to look at their younger core, this team, I mean, if you think about it, first of all, they have 3 great big men. First of all, their front court rotation is going to be amazing. They have Ersan Ilyasova, who can come off the bench, Jahlil Okafor, Nerlens Noel, and Joel Embiid. That's 4 big men. Nerlens Noel is pretty solid. Jahlil Okafor is pretty solid. Joel Embiid is a freaking beast. This dude is playing like less than 30 minutes per game, and he's averaging 18 and 10. Last time I checked. It could be way different now. That was the last time I checked. And that was like a month ago. But this guy's a beast, And then on top of that, Ben Simmons, he still hasn't played. I mean, I don't know too much about Ben Simmons, but I do know that a lot of people have been hyping him up, and I know a lot of players get hyped up and things like that, and most of them never, really lead and excel with the hype. They don't really do what they were supposed to do, but occasionally you have your LeBrons, your Melos, your Wades, occasionally you have your Kobe's, occasionally you have your Dirks, your Timmys, your Shaqs. They lived up to it. So who knows? Maybe Ben Simmons will live up to it. I know he can do everything on the floor, just like LeBron can. He has a lot of LeBron James comparisons. And I even heard that he's not a great jump shooter either, which is a problem. In today's era, you need to improve your shooting. You need to be a decent shooter. That's why LeBron worked on his jump shot, and that's why Miami was like 50% from the field, 40% from 3. That's why he did that, because it's a shooter's league now. You need to be able to shoot the basketball. It's played from the outside in now. It's no longer inside out game. But I mean, the big man, they're making a comeback. The big man era is gonna come back with Karl Anthony Towns, with Porzingis. Then you have what's his name, dude? Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons. The big man. I know Ben Simmons is kind of like a hybrid, but it's making a comeback. And to be honest, with the 3 young big men that they have, and then they also have Sergio Rodriguez off the bench, and Dario, I mean, he can start. I think he does start, actually. And then Dario Saric and Nick Stauskas. I mean, this team, I think they're a solid team for the future. Honestly. They have a bright future. So yes, you actually should trust the process because this team, it looks like they're going to be one of the best teams in the world soon, very soon, if Ben Simmons can, develop. And it's going to take some time, though. The process is far from over. You still have, the whole development of getting players to see how, because who knows if it's going to be Joel Embiid's team or if it's going to be Ben Simmons' team. Because to be honest, both of them, both of these players, they're really good and they have a lot of potential. But at the same time, we don't know who's going to be better because, to be honest, Joel Embiid could be averaging like close to Karl Anthony Towns numbers, probably even better. He's not getting the minutes that he should. He's getting very limited minutes. So maybe eventually they gotta just rebuild, man. Again, it's gonna be another process of rebuilding. First they had to tank for the drafts. Now they're gonna have to tank for, not tank, but now they're gonna have to trade and work around to see who's, to be honest, I would just keep the team the way it is right now. See how it goes when Ben Simmons comes back. And then next year during this free agency, see what you can get. You don't have to get any superstars because you have young star players, but see what you can get. Some decent role players, some defenders, or maybe if everything goes well, just keep the team together. But it's going to be the process is far from over, but this team does have a bright future. Maybe 4 or 5 years down the line, we'll see them in the conference finals or something, and by then, LeBron will probably be done, Melo will be done, and the Eastern Conference will be to whoever's the best in the East, because if those two are gone, who's he going to be? Who knows? Maybe Paul George, but then again, who knows about him? Could be anyone. D-Wade's going to be gone, Jimmy Butler will be older. It's crazy. The entire league's going to be different. Everything's going to be different. However, I'll sit here and I'll say this. They have a bright future, and it's very exciting to see them in the Timberwolves. Who knows, maybe 5 years down the line, we'll see the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA Finals. That would be the funniest thing ever because both of these teams were like the laughing stock of the NBA for a few years. And now it's my New York Knicks. Anyway, guys, I'm out. It's been Steve.